Hey, everybody. Well, I thought I'd get out here for a few minutes and share some encouragement. So, say night night, Sassy. Night night. This is what Dora does, and of course, Molly. So, it's story time. I was talking to Daddy, and he was sharing with me about, we've been talking a lot about the Exodus because we're fixing to exit stage left very soon. In either case, I think it was Ezekiel or Exodus 32, where, you know, boy, am I messing this up, but bear with me for a minute here. I'm composing myself. God was really mad. That's when, they had generation after generation had gone through the desert and had grumbled and mumbled all the way and had doubt and disbelief. And, God provided all the way, right? With a pillar by day to lead the way and one at night, for not just for life, but to keep them warm, and had water from a stone, and I could go on and on. But anyways, it's getting to the point. So when I got to the base of the mountain where Moses was going up, right, to get the 10 Commandments, wow, those stones must have been heavy. And it was scribed on both sides by God himself. How awesome that must have been, right? All right, so during this time, though, right, the people who thought that Moses was late decided to go ahead because they were so itching to have that temple built, right, and to worship the Father because that's what they believed. And so they took the gold and everything off of everybody and therefore made the golden calf. Okay, so don't forget, this is story time, my version. All right, so what did Aaron do, right? He went ahead and built an altar and, demanded a feast for the next day, right? Okay, so what happened? God knew this all the time. God knows all. And, we find out in the Word that God divorces Israel. So this was kind of like his will. He was grumbled because of what they did and what they were doing. And Moses came down and, him and Daddy had a talk. And that's when Moses talks about them being or Daddy talks about either one. It was a conversation both ways. Called them a sheeple type of people. Stubborn, all right? Because they are and were and always will. Hence the time of Jacob's trouble, which is right upon us, by the way. But anyways, the point is that Moses at that point reminded, the Father, because he was gonna, inherit everybody, and we are his inheritance, right? So, oh my, Moses, reminded God, Daddy himself, about the promises he made to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and that they would inherit the land and everything that he had promised along the way. So, remind God of his promises in our lives, right? Not only that, but this is amazing because when Moses reminded Daddy of all things, right? Well, God himself changed his mind. He said, yeah, that's probably not a good idea after all. Don't forget, this is story time. But, so just remember, we're not going to build any altars and we're not going to have a feast tomorrow because he's not late. He's an on-time God. He always will be an on-time God, no matter what. Molly's already passed out. Kitten's about to. We got catnip. But be encouraged. Keep looking up. Always. I tried this outside, but it was unbearable and I couldn't breathe. Right, Sassy? It's Sassy, Mr. Mommy. And she's making it so pretty. Say night-night, everybody. Jesus is coming. Peace out from Texas. Let's keep looking up.